guys? I'm Aubrie.
And I'm Kayden, and
today we are going to tell you whether or not we passed our permit test. So, as a disclaimer that we cannot vlog at all because of coronavirus and that they were really strict in the DMV of what we could and could not do.
Right, because the DMV
was very
stressful, so we were just like, we're just not going to do it because it was super busy, and we really, my parents weren't even able to go inside.
Yeah.
So that's just
we
how
had
it went.
to kind of, just deal with the whole experience by ourselves and
have our parents stressed us.
So keep in mind that the line for the DMV, we got there.
No. So how it happened was we did our driver's ed and stuff over the course of 6 months. Yeah, 6 months, and we really planned it out.
Yeah.
We were like, we don't need to do it yet.
Yeah.
All this stuff, and then my mom said that when you get 15.5 on July 22nd, you can take your permit test. And we were like, okay. And so we finished it
A week before we had to take our test.
We could take it. And so we just went through it all. And then we were the day before we went to the DMV, our certificate came because we had to bring our certificate that we finished driver's ed in order to take the permit test.
Yeah.
So
how that day happened was that we woke up at 5:30 because we were leaving at 6:30 to go down the hill.
No, not even 6:30. It was 6 o'clock we left.
No, not 6:30.
No, it was 6. I remember 5:30 to get there to get ready by 6, so that way we could be there by, because it opened at 9. At least they said it opened at 9.
It didn't open at 9.
And then we were gonna get there. We got there around we could get there before
7:30.
the line was crazy. So we woke up. We were just out of bed, brushed our teeth, got some hoodies on and sweatpants and stuff because we were going down the hill and we didn't know if it was hot or whatever. So we just put on extra layers of clothing because we knew that we would go shopping and stuff while we were there. And so we got into the car. And we went down, and we got there around 7:15.
While we were going down the hill, we were driving, and we were like, okay, what does this road mean?
Yeah.
What does this thing mean? Just trying to get it through our brains. So then we got to the DMV, and we got there an hour and a half early.
Yeah.
Because my dad had the instinct, because we were going to leave at 7.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad was like, oh, we got to leave at 6
yeah,
because
the line was
it's just going to be better.
Right,
so,
and it was a good thing.
But it was a good thing because the DMV actually opened at 8, not 9.
Right.
So we were really happy that Dad said to do that. So,
right.
But Mom and Kayden got into the line.
Yeah.
And they were waiting. And
by the time it turned 7, not 7, but 7:30, the line wrapped around the building, but it was continuing to wrap around to where the line started. Yeah. So it was a good thing we got there when we did, because we were number 41 in line.
Mm-hmm.
And we were, keep in mind guys, we had to wear masks while we were standing in line, and we had to stay 6 feet apart. So if we weren't 6 feet apart, the line probably wouldn't have been where it was, but since we had to stay 6 feet. And then I stood in line with my mom, and then Aubrie.
I sat in the car with my dad because
my dad.
Kayden was probably studying.
Yeah, I was studying
line, and I was studying with my dad, asking me questions.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I had a hard time with for anything, even my driver's ed, even taking the practice test online, was that I was reading way too fast, and I would just guess what the question said, and then I would answer.
Right.
And that's why I would have such a hard time doing it, because I would just rush.
Well, yeah, and also so the line started moving around 7:45, and so my mom had to hurry up and call my dad, saying get out of the car, we're heading towards the line. So when we got to the point where we were able to do stuff with the DMV, we so there was this point where there was the line around the DMV, but it turned around, and this is all in California, so it's all very
so
different
just
than every other state.
read on stuff for your state.
Yeah. So we went to the DMV, and there were turns and stuff, and so we got there and we had to stay 6 feet apart, and there were only 4 people working, and so we just walked through the line and we got to where they were working, and then they were doing everything online, so you put your name in, and then you put your phone number in. Then they send a text to your phone when you're the next person up.
So we just sat in the car.
So we just sat in our car, because that's why, because of the social distancing protocols, that they didn't want everyone on top of each other, because guys, no one could even find a parking spot around 8. Like, there was no parking lot. So we were all sitting in our car and we were just studying and studying and studying. And Aubrie and my dad were like two numbers ahead of us.
And
so I was gonna take my test
after me.
Aubrie was.
So like when my dad got like the number, me and Dad were in the DMV because
the
DMV, so we had to sign in and whatever, and so we went to go pay for it and stuff. And it was like really like cool, like the experience of like doing it by yourself.
Right.
Because like my dad couldn't sign anything for me. He couldn't do anything for me because it was all me.
Yeah.
And this is knowing who Aubrie is, not who
it was definitely a really huge thing of freedom. Like, it was us doing it. But like, for us, we've never taken, like, we were homeschooled, so we have never taken a test. We haven't taken a test in years. Somewhere other than our house.
Yeah.
So that, on top of the fact that we were doing something that involved so much responsibility, was 10 times worse. So like, Aubrie, she really had to go to the bathroom the whole entire time because she was so nervous. But like me, what was cool was me and my mom walked through, and we were like signing and stuff was so weird because my mom only had to sign like one thing, and that was it. She didn't have to sign
like
anything else, and I had to sign everything. And then there was the point where it was like, okay, well, your parents need to leave, like it's time for you to actually do it. So I was standing in line and I look over and Aubrie is sitting in the chair taking her test. And me being a twin, it's so different, like watching her do it. And have in mind that I wasn't even taking my test yet.
Kayden was just
starting getting all
signs.
like paperwork done and everything because the DMV takes so long. So
oh yeah, and then when I was taking my test, they're like because like there wasn't a room. It was just a thing that so you hear everything that's happening in the DMV. So it's really hard to concentrate, but it was hard.
So Aubrie got your picture done right before your test?
Yes.
Yeah, so we got our picture taken before, and like this whole entire time we were wearing masks and like completely like masked up. Even during the test, we had to be masked. We couldn't take it off.
I took mine off.
Well, I didn't. I didn't at all.
I only took it off to. I only went like this to breathe.
Right. Yeah.
And then I put it back on.
Right. And so I went to go take. So the lady was like, "Okay, let me take you to a chair. Let's sit down." And so I was sitting in that chair, and like 5 minutes after I sat in the chair, Aubrie went and gave her the test, and like they were grading it and stuff. And so anyway, so I was sitting in the chair, and it took me 20 minutes to actually get my test. And then when I finally got my test, Aubrie was already done and out. So, and I don't even know what she was doing. I think she was stressing.
I was stressing for you because I told Kayden, I said if like something happened to where like either one of us didn't pass and one of us like passed and then one of us failed, it would be so hard.
Right. Yeah.
So
that kind of thing. So I'm sitting in the chair, and then finally the lady gave me the test, and I was actually able to take the test. And so when I took the test, I walked out. And I could not find my parents. So my mom was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna be over by where the car is. They were nowhere near the car. They were over on the other side. and then I hear my dad yell, Kayden. I'm like, hi. Like, I just didn't know.
Yeah, and then there are like people like all over the place.
Yeah.
So here's a video of how busy the DMV was.
So that's why it was so hard to film and be able to show you guys what it looked like and the process.
But it is a very cool experience to go through.
It is.
Like, I mean, I know like it's stressful and stuff, but I'm happy that we went through it because it's just another step to being an adult.
Right, yeah. And like the thing is like for me, I was so stressed while waiting because it was like 10 minutes away and I just could not stop talking to my mom. Like I was like, Mom, can I get this? Mom, can I get that? Mom, when I'm stressed, I'll talk a lot, and when Aubrie's stressed, she just won't talk.
Yeah.
So it's very different, and so the fact that we were able to get through that was amazing. So the result of our test
was we both passed. So some of the tips that we have for like people that are going through driver's ed or going through like the test and stuff is just don't stress.
Right.
Because if you put time into knowing, I mean, me and Kayden only had a week to study, but don't do what me and Kayden did.
Yeah.
Don't procrastinate and be like, oh, I'm gonna do driver's ed tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Don't do that. You should make a schedule because me and Kayden when we did that, we were more stressed than ever.
Right.
So what I'm saying to you is that just calm yourself and set aside each day to study and set aside a time to learn.
Right.
Because if you don't, like, it will show that you don't care.
Well, because the thing is, like, if you don't make an effort to try, then there's really no point in you taking it at all.
And if you show an effort that you want to, then go ahead, go for it. Like, it's so fun to do. And then, just, it's not that hard.
If you studied the material, you should be fine. See, for California kids, like, we're in California. So there's like a handbook that you can get at the DMV, and there's things online, but you just need to check if you live in a different state or whatever.
Just look it up.
But the thing is, like, for me, like, I was so stressed, but there was this point where I was just like, I'm either gonna fail or pass, and I'm really hoping that I pass. So it's just stressful, but it's pretty good.
And then after you feel like so amazing, it depends on if you fail.
Yeah,
like, if you fail, you're gonna be depressed. But like, if you pass, you're gonna be so happy and stuff. So
we just hope that the stuff that we told you in this video of not stressing and being able to be prepared for it, take your material that you used to
the DMV with you
to the DMV and study it study it over and over and over again, because then you'll pass.
Yes.
So
you don't know.
Well, it's pretty likely for you to pass, but if you don't study the material, you're not gonna know anything. Yeah. Driver's ed is one thing, but you also need to study the stuff that's on the DMV website, because that's what will most likely be on the test.
Yes.
So, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe down below, and also go follow our TikTok and Instagram at Kayden and Aubrie, and we will see you guys next time.